Welcome back to Giants Training Camp Central, presented by Ford from Allen Park in Michigan. Giants and Lions with joint practices this week. Here's what Daniel Jones and Darren Waller had to say when addressing the media.
How'd you feel the day went?
I thought it was good. I think certainly some things we can sharpen up and clean up execution-wise. But overall, I thought we made some plays here and there. Just got to be more consistent and take advantage of some of those opportunities we had.
Saw you staying after working on those deep throws. Is that something you felt like you just couldn't get the click today?
Yeah, I just missed a couple of them that normally I feel pretty good about. So got to be sharp with those and make sure we're taking advantage of opportunities we have.
Is some of that not natural, but things get more competitive against another team? There's different coverages that you almost assume that maybe the freewheelingness of back home is not going to make it its way here with some of the deep throws and things like that?
I don't know. I mean, I think obviously it's an extremely competitive situation to go, practice against another team. But I think it just comes down to hitting it and take advantage of the opportunities when we have them. So, maybe it's a little bit different feel to the practicing against another team. But at the end of the day, you gotta hit it.
One for Waller on the right side. Is that one?
Yeah, I think that's definitely one I'd like to have that.
And that was you've hit that a lot in practice and training camp, right?
Yeah, that's a play we've hit several times, had a lot of success with. So, know I can do it. Just gotta hit it.
Yeah.
For Jalen, have you had to almost adjust to his speed? Like, we see it looks like he's running at a different level for a quarterback. Is that something you guys have had to work on? Just getting used to throwing deep to a guy going like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think every guy's different. So you're trying to. That's largely what this time and training camp's about, is learning your guys and learning their speeds, how they're coming in and out of breaks, how they're accelerating, and Jalen's fast. He can run, so try to get it out there for him.
Hey Daniel, they may have asked you this already, but what's the value of working against a different team in these joint practices?
I think just seeing different looks, going up against different guys that you don't know as well. I think the competitive nature of these practices speeds up the game a little bit in certain situations, and I think just seeing a new look, seeing a new team, you get used to practicing against your guys, your defense and what they do, and then to see another group is helpful. So it's valuable time.
Did it feel more competitive, more intense today? For all those things you just said, did it feel a little different?
Maybe a little bit. It definitely feels a little different. Just going against another team, and maybe the speed of the game increases a little bit, but it's helpful time.
We'll take 3 more. Is it accurate to say you've been processing quicker than somebody? Do you feel that way? Maybe talk about year 2, and how does that show up? Like, do you feel like more comfortable in this offense?
Yeah, absolutely. I think just having run a lot of these plays now for a year, and seeing a lot of the looks, gotten through the reads. I think the more you do anything, the more repetitions you have, the better you get at it. So still a ways to go and things I got to sharpen up. But I think we all feel better kind of year 2 in the system.
You became such a weapon as a runner last year. Can you see that part of your game still elevating more in yourself? In fact, that last year, I just think there's more there.
I think so. There's always opportunities to improve. I think I'll continue to look for those opportunities, and when I have them, try to make the most of them.
Is it more in the offense now than it was previous? Was it last year, and has it built from
maybe
that?
Here or there, somewhat, but overall it's a lot of the same stuff, and I think we'll find different ways to get to it, and but we've certainly added a few things here and there.
I feel like we're pretty decent. I mean, there's a lot of good things on offense. Broke a few runs, converted in some third down situations. I feel like we left a couple big plays on the field, but I mean, that's why we're in training camp. That's why we got this joint deal, so we can continue to improve.
Do you sense things obviously getting more competitive and maybe rougher and slowing down a little bit? You're not running as freely in a practice like this as opposed to back in New Jersey?
I mean, it's a lot more physical out here. A lot more things to take into account. Somebody's going to come and, put a forearm in your ribs when you run over the middle of the field, even though it's just 7-on-7. So it's just getting more acclimated to game-like situations and knowing that it's a physical game at the end of the day. It's not always going to be 7-on-7 and people tagging off on you, so it's a good acclimation.
Do you find it went well? I mean, as far as the two teams were in sync in what they both wanted?
Yeah, I mean, it's, guys who play so physical, it's tough to get that perfect blend. Some guys are going to maybe go over the line a little bit, hit somebody a little too hard, or try to get you to stay up off the ground. But guys are trying to make plays, so you understand that. But I feel like for the most part, guys have a mutual respect and want guys to be able to get to the regular season and be healthy.
Darren, what do you want to get out of this individually for yourself?
This practice, or
just these joint practices this week?
Just repetitions, going against another team, the way that they disguise coverages is like a mini way to game plan for a couple days, see how they change coverages, what fronts they're in, adjustments you got to make at the line of scrimmage, post snap. So it's things like that, just getting those game reps in. So when it comes to the season and you got to adjust on the fly, it doesn't feel new to you. So this is something that is like one of the most valuable parts of training camp, because practice you can simulate game situations, but this is really like a game-like environment, get another team out there, new bodies. Like it's an exciting time, and it just challenges everything you've done so far.
Do you like that at the end of the red zone when their sidelines chirping a lot? Does that kind of feel a little more game-like?
Yeah, it's really competitive. Guys are. It doesn't get more competitive than this. It'll be competitive on Friday for sure, but this is the first taste of each of us have of a new opponent, and you want to put your best out there, and you want to have confidence and some swagger when you do it. So it's gotta love football.
Barry, now that we've been watching practice, with pads and everything else, how have you fit in so seemingly seamlessly to all of this?
I just try to come in and not really make a lot of noise, but just try to be excellent at my craft. And some days it looks like you're taking steps forward. Some days maybe like a step back, but really it's something that you can learn the most valuable lessons on those days. So really I just try to come in and do my job as well as possible, be an example for younger guys, because I am one of the older guys on the team now, and just keep that into account, just the little details of my day, no matter what it may be, just do it with intentionality.
Do you feel like there's still a lot of moving parts? Because you're new, Paris is new, Jalen's a rookie. Does it feel like that, where you guys are still a work in progress?
Absolutely, yeah. This is our first day for like the three people that you just named, like in a new offense against an opponent who does things differently than our defense has done all training camp. So it's always going to be a learning process. Throughout the whole season, we're not going to be masters at the system. We just continue to grow, continue to gain reps, and over time it starts to sink in and become more second nature, and you start to do things without thinking. So yeah, we're definitely learning right now, but there's a lot of progress that's been made too.
There's a lot of talk about your injury history when you came here. It seems like you've been maybe one practice may have been held back, but you've been practicing a lot. Like, how do you feel? Like, what's the plan kind of going forward workload wise?
I felt great this training camp. Just getting more reps, like the reps increased today as we get into more game-like environment. Just continue to go. Like I was telling some of the coaches, I don't think I've gone through just a full training camp of just being out there with the guys without one, like a turf toe or a diving for a catch and spraining my AC joint. Like just being out here for a full training camp throughout the whole process, it's been fun, and it feels good to feel fresh and just get out and just be able to run every day and do everything you're asked to do.
What did happen to your finger the other day?
I popped out of place a little bit, popped it back in, football stuff. It's all good.
Hey Darren, lots of hype around this Lions team, kind of a rebuild secondary. What kind of measuring stick does this defense feel like for you guys just through one practice here?
They got a lot of talented guys, like Hutchinson up front, trying to pass protect against him. He's real freaky up front. You got Mosley and Sutton, guys I've played against that have been solid corners. Gardner Johnson is a really good player. I played against him too as well. So a lot of good guys, athletic linebackers. So they're gonna be a good team. They got a great roster. They got a lot of confidence, and it shows.